Hi, my name is Leanna Kiser. I'm a student physical therapist at Nova. Is it okay for me to do some muscle strength tests on you today?
Yes.
This video is going to be watched by my teacher and potentially students in my class. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. So first we're going to start with wrist flexion. So I'm going to, and then I'm going to have your palm face up. And so can you bring your wrist up for me, your hand up? Yeah, perfect. So that would be a 3. So now I'm going to have you do the same action, but resist me and don't let me move you. Okay, so go ahead and start doing it. Okay, that one is a 5, grade 5. And then we're going to do extensions, wrist extension. So we're going to put the palm in this and then perfect. So that's going to be a 3. And so we're going to do the same motion and resist me. Okay, and that is a 5. And then now we're going to do gross finger MCP flexion. So I want you to do this. So you're going to flex here and keep these straight. Perfect. Can you lift it up and then go back down? Okay. So I'm going to apply resistance now, and because this is a 3, and you'll just resist my motion. All right, that's a 5. And then we're going to do gross finger MCP extension now. So you can bring your hand back down this way and do this action for me. I'm just going to press down on one of your fingers and you resist me. That's a 5. And her doing the action was a 3. And then gross finger adduction. So can you spread your fingers out for me? And then can you bring them together? And then I'm going to try to pull them apart. So that was a 3, you bring them together. So I'm going to try to pull them apart and you'd resist me. Okay, that one was a 5. And then we're going to do the opposite. So go ahead and spread your fingers out, and this is going to be abduction. And I'm going to try to bring these fingers together. If you'll just resist me, okay? Perfect, that's a 5. And then now we're going to do thumb flexion. So I'm going to have you in this position. I'm going to have you bring your thumb across your palm. So that's a 3. And then now I'm going to apply resistance, resist me. That's a 5. And then we're going to do the opposite direction. So if you'll just do that motion and extend. Okay, that's a 3. So I'm going to put resistance. And that's a 5. And then now we're going to do abduction. So if you'll just bring it straight forward, and then that's a 3, and that's a 5. And now we're going to do scapular elevation. So I'll have you face this way for me, and can you shrug your shoulders up? All right, you're good. Now I'm going to put resistance and resist me. And that's a 5. Now we're going to do shoulder flexion. So I'm going to have you scoot this way and scoot up in your seat. And so I'm going to have you bring your arm straight out. Perfect. And so this is a 3. And now I'm going to stabilize. That's a 5. And now we're going to do extension or abduction, I'm sorry. So yes, perfect. And so that's a 3. I'm going to put resistance. That's a 5. Now we're going to do internal and external rotation of the shoulder. So yeah, I'm going to have you in that position. Can you keep your elbow close to your side and bring your arm out like that? Perfect. So that's a 3. So we're going to bring you back here. And now I'm going to apply pressure and you just resist me. Okay, that's a 5. And now we're going to do the opposite direction and bring it in towards your body. Okay, that's internal rotation, and that's a 3. And what we had just done outwards was external rotation. I don't know if I mentioned that. And now we're going to apply a gradual resistance. And that's a 5. And now we're going to do elbow flexion. So with your palm facing upwards, can you bring... Yes, perfect. Okay, so that's a 3. So I'm going to go back into a 90 degrees and then a little bit more. And now I'm going to apply resistance and you resist me. I'm going to do that one more time to make sure that I have the right position. Okay, good, that's a 5. And then now I'm going to do forearm supination. So I'm going to have your hand straight like this, and then what you're going to do is try to keep your elbow at your side again, and you're just going to bring your palm face up. Okay, that's a 3. So now I'm going to apply resistance, and you do the action again. All right, that's a 5. And now we're going to do the opposite direction, palm face down. All right, that's a 3. So we'll go back to neutral, and you'll try that again. Okay, and that's a 5 for pronation. Now we're going to get into prone seated position, whatever you want to call it. Okay, yes, I'll have your you facing this way, yeah, and I'm going to have you bring your arm straight out like this with your thumb facing the ceiling. Can you lift your arm up towards the ceiling? Perfect, that's a 3. So now I'm going to have you do that same action again, and then hold that while I put resistance. Okay, and that's a 5. Now we're going to do scapular adduction of the middle traps. This was scapular adduction / depression of the lower trap. So now we're going to do the middle trap. So just where your arm is at, can you bring your elbow towards the ceiling? Perfect, okay, and now we're going to do that same action again, and I'm going to apply resistance. Okay, that's a 5. Now we're going to do shoulder extension. So I'm going to have your arm this way, and if you can bring your arm towards the ceiling, perfect. Now I'm going to have you do that same action again all the way up, and then I'm going to apply resistance. Okay, that's good. And then now we're going to do elbow extension. So I'm going to bring your arm this way. Can you straighten out your elbow for me? Perfect, that's a 3. And then now if you'll straighten out your elbow and then flex it a little bit, come off a little, then now I'm going to have you push up against my hand. 5. Okay, and that's a 5.